I just have a feeling about it. Is the protective web. What is the deal with that? And I don't have any.
Yeah, so protective web, like there's kind of like the energetic explanation, and then there's like more of a physiological component. But the protective web is when you look at it from the energetic point of view, you have the surface of the chakra, and it comes down like a funnel and goes all the way into the central channel that's, like, let's just say, to the spine, right? And so in between the surface and your body is this little, like, kind of denser part of the energy body that acts as like a filter that keeps things from the environment, parasitic energies, things like this from the environment, from penetrating the energy body. Like, it doesn't completely keep them out, but it filters it out. It's a lot like a coffee filter, you could say. You pour water on it, it doesn't just pour right through. It eventually works its way through, but it's much slower. And so the protective web keeps things out. Like, so if somebody comes in and is super angry at you and they're like, ba, 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 saying all these things, they're also projecting a kind of energy. So to keep some of that energy from integrating into your spine, going up to the brain for you to process, the protective webs like tighten up to keep that energy from penetrating, right? So it still comes in, but it comes in slower, and it does diminish some of it. So it tightens up and pushes that back. So what happens over a period of time is that energy will still get like stuck on the web. And so the other side of that is when it tenses up to keep energy out. The flip side of it is it also doesn't allow energies to like expel, right? So it's like, when your lungs are like got some mucus in it, like you can breathe, but you can't breathe as good as you normally, taking in air, and you can't exhale like you normally could. That can happen to the energy body. And so the protective web kind of cleans up that and then helps allow like negative energies to expel out, like how you would exhale. It's like giving your body's ability to energetically release or exhale negative energies. Now, like on a deeper level, those protective webs are actually tied to the nervous system and to your immune system a little bit, and to the endocrine system, but also your connective tissue or your fascia. And so part of what happens when we're in situations where either people have projected a bunch at us, or we've had like very like stress thinking or negative thinking, some of that like physicalizes into the body via the nervous system, and mostly the nervous system. And the protective web blend was made to unwind some of those effects on your physical body. Like, it just unwinds it. And so over a period of time, it will actually even like change like your postural alignments if you do it for long enough. It just allows you to unwind some of those like energetic cysts that are in the body, or how the nervous system has adapted or reacted to that stimuli or that input, then starts to manifest in postural alignments, and then eventually like how the organs are sitting and functioning. And so the protective web blend is just like a gentle way of unwinding the effects of all that.
Do you inhale that one, or does
you can inhale it? You can take a salt bath with it. We also make like a body tonic, which is like a liniment, but you can apply it. If you want it, we can make it into a lotion for you, like however you want to use it. But a lot of it is done topically or through inhalation.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. How about the frankincense and myrrh? Would those two, besides the tarragon and the terebinth, would they be the two? The other two really good ones for me to bring in right now.
I use, the three wise men is what we use, which is a bunch of different kinds of frankincense and a couple kinds of myrrh. I use it all the time. Like on our road trip where I think we were on the road for like 8 days, maybe. I went through 10 mils of, like it's a big bottle, like of that. Like I ran out before we got home. And so, that was probably a little excessive, but, I was taking it internally, I was wearing it, I took a bath in it, and I mean, I was going for it. And I gotta say, like the travel was, was difficult because it was the holiday time, and then, the issue with Southwest and the flights, and then we had to drive a couple of days. By the time we got home, I would feel like way more beat up than we did. And granted, I was still tired, but I shook it off pretty quick. And
Wow.
I would say, as I get older, that's not the normal. Like
Yeah.
it was because of the three wise men. I mean, it was like all I was using for like probably a week.
Do you also inhale the three wise men as well, or more internal and wearing
I-
it in bath?
I do sometimes, but this trip it was like on my wrist, in my bath, or taking it internal, like the whole time. Like I really didn't do a lot of inhalation except for when I was sitting down to write.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Sam, for getting me back in, you guys. I really appreciate it. I'll place my order this evening. Okay. Thank you. And welcome home.